The CEO of IKEA was just elected the president in Sweden. He should have his cabinet together by the end of the week.
Yeah, right.
That's accurate. That's accurate.
Welcome to episode 44 of Bros, Bumps, and Beers. I am the EST of Triple B, Pat Gagne,
Why
alongside
is IKEA furniture so hard to put together?
Matt Tooties Gagne.
Fuck, how long do we have this episode?
And Jordan, the Jackhammer Schofield. And once again, join with us, North End James.
Let's go.
Welcome, fellas. Hey, guys, guess what it is this week?
WrestleMania?
WrestleMania week, baby.
Oh, is that the answer?
There's a lot of wrestling to
It is
watch.
almost... We're going to kick off with some wrestling to talk here. This is a lot. There's a lot going on.
I'm going through the list right now, and I'm exhausted. Just
Like,
seeing the amount of matches.
Wednesday and Thursday is NXT.
Let's just lay it out for people who maybe aren't huge wrestling
Yeah.
fans. So Monday, there's a 3-hour Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday, there's nothing. Wednesday, there's a 2-hour NXT. Thursday, there's a 2-hour NXT. Friday, if you want, you can watch what will probably be like a 4-hour Hall of Fame.
Double. There's 2 classes.
Okay, so
I was going to
that's...
say, who's not going in?
They're going to run
I
out of
think it's
people.
easier to do it that way.
This is it this year. No more Hall of Fame. There's no one else
And
to
then,
go in.
and then you'll have a 3.5. They're saying probably 3.5 hour on Saturday WrestleMania and a 3.5 hour. So I'm not real good at math, but that's a lot of
You
hours.
also forgot the Raw after Mania 3 hours again.
Oh yeah.
It is you. It's safe to say, even if you love wrestling after this week, you're pretty exhausted.
I'm going to skip ahead. Any surprises in Raw
I don't know.
after WrestleMania?
Oh, after. Ooh.
That's 20 hours of wrestling at least.
Because I think that's my
Oh
favorite
wait, did we
episode.
even count AEW?
Yeah.
No,
Apart-
we're not counting AEW
Okay,
this week.
so then that's 24, I think, about all.
Like,
together.
apart from the spectacle that is WrestleMania, I love the Raw after WrestleMania.
I would say.
Isn't it usually them bringing up an NXT talent? Aren't they? Didn't they kind of do that with Rhea already?
Okay, god damn it. Like,
What?
just always go back. Okay, we'll talk about Walter in a second. Just calm down, okay? But yeah, I don't know. Like this year, I don't know what they can do.
I know they were weird about it last year with COVID.
Yeah, like did anybody come back last year?
They brought no.
Maybe Logan Paul signs a long-term contract.
I'd pay to see that. But yeah, like even if you love wrestling, you're
That
exhausted
makes
at the
one
end of
of
this week. That's a lot to watch. Are we going to watch all of it? Absolutely.
I mean,
Should
probably
we
not gonna
watch
watch Raw? Oh, there's a SmackDown on Friday too.
Are they doing? Oh yeah, it's like their WrestleMania Friday's night SmackDown. They're doing like WrestleMania matches on
No,
Friday.
instead of a kickoff show, they're doing it there.
Jesus Murphy.
Ree sent me asked me a question that came to her from your significant other, Patrick, and it was, I'd like to plan something for Pat on the weekend. When are they doing the podcast? And I said, we're doing it on probably Sunday, like before we watch the last one, outside, which please God, let the weather be good. And then Rianne, I said, also Rianne, tell Rayanne that if she makes Pat do something to not watch WrestleMania on his birthday, he will cry. And I thought like I was a joke. Ree sent that verbatim to Rayanne.
Oh, yeah, and that's-
like verbatim.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, Rayanne, Jordan said that if you make Pat not watch WrestleMania this weekend, he'll cry.
Yeah, and then she
That's
came
what she
down. She's
wrote.
like, "Hey, is WrestleMania this weekend?" I was like, "Yeah, I've told you." She's like, "Oh, so don't plan anything in the evening?" I'm like, "No."
Reed's a fucking trooper. She like knows. She's like, it's like the Super Bowl of wrestling. Yeah, no, the guys are out for both nights.
James, have you explained to Marissa how this works?
Oh, she's well aware.
Yeah.
She was educated very early on in the relationship of the expectations of this weekend.
I think sports in general.
Yeah, there's
Right?
a
There's,
no-fly
like,
zone.
there's a no-fly zone.
It's
Yeah.
certainly, she's in for the long haul. She got lucky last year with baseball, only being a 60-game season. She only had to watch 60 games of Yankee baseball, but she's in for
That's probably
162
all you'll
this
have to
year.
watch this
Do
year
you
too.
do you actually watch every Yankee game?
I try to at least make an effort to either watch part of it or listen to the radio broadcast.
I'm sorry, you listen to radio broadcasts?
Yes.
Baseball is the only radio broadcast sport I will actually consider listening.
It's probably the only one that makes sense.
Actually, hockey's not bad.
Zero.
Hockey's not
If you
bad.
get a good guy in hockey, it's all right.
Yeah.
Because
Football is atrocious.
Can't you just throw the video up on another screen and then just like kind of glance at it? Like if you're like a video of the game, like don't you have MLB TV? Then you just put it up on another. Like why would you ever need to listen to the radio?
Like on a second, like so
yeah,
if
like
I'm
on
not
a second
at home,
screen. Yeah.
I'm gonna listen to it on the radio in the car or on my phone.
So,
but if I'm at home,
yeah, you put it on the TV.
we're not putting on the Jays game.
No, I just meant in general. I was like, why? Like when you said the radio, I'm like, in what world would I ever need?
If
to
I
have
cannot
the
sit in
radio?
front of a TV,
Oh, okay.
I will. That'll be my secondary.
Okay.
All right, so
Fair
very
enough.
quickly to end the wrestling talk. So, one thing you're excited about this weekend, Jordan, you start.
Nothing this weekend. At least nothing.
No, I'm
for me.
sorry, the whole week.
Thank you. Walter Ciampa. That's all I need to say.
And why?
Because Walter's going to chop Ciampa into little bitty dust. And it's going to be the most hard-hitting thing ever. And it's my favorite thing
Jordan,
ever.
can I ask you a legit question?
Sure.
If Walter was like, hey, Jordan, do you want to come to Thermia with me and spend the day?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
What? That was a weird way to go.
I thought he would ask me if Walter wanted to chop me. I'd take one just to say I
Why?
took one.
Going to Thermia is enjoyable.
I know, but why would you go with Walter?
I don't know. It just seemed
He
like
does,
something that
doesn't
Walter...
he seem like Walter's a sauna guy?
Yeah, Walter's
Oh,
a
he's
big
Walter's
yeah.
a huge
Oh, yeah.
sauna guy.
Oh, yeah.
No towel guy too.
Oh yeah, big no towel.
And he's unhappy every
Part of the
moment he's
reason
in
I
there.
would want to know if Jordan wanted to go to...
Yeah. Like Walter
Thermia
seems
with
like
him.
someone who's just been a sauna guy, but he doesn't enjoy it. He's in there with his chin out. He's like,
Yes.
"Fucking, this is what I do."
All right, so Jordan wants to
I'm
look at
Walter.
Jordan wants to look at Walter.
No, I want to see Walter.
That will be
kill.
a great match, I will
Others
say.
perform. Walter kills.
James, one thing you're excited about this week?
I'm excited for the Shane O'Mac Braun Strowman storyline to end, and
I was gonna
hopefully,
say, I'm like, can't be the match.
and hopefully Braun Strowman gets out of whatever doghouse he is with Vince McMahon
what do
and
you
whatever.
think he did?
Pierce's nipples.
Got nipple rings is exactly what I was gonna say.
You think that's what it was?
I don't know.
I just think they were like, hey, we need a big guy for Shane to jump off a cage onto. Braun?
Do you remember Keith Lee? Remember when he existed? Who the fuck? Like,
Well,
the other day I,
I
had
saw a
this
post
moment.
on
He's injured
Instagram today.
He's not injured.
He had COVID, and then...
Yeah.
For forever?
yeah, like
no, but then... then he didn't, and then
perpetuity?
they were like, But no, I saw a list on Instagram today of all the wrestlers all the performers that are not booked. You could start a wrestling promotion with all the wrestlers that are not booked,
that
and it would
sounds
be
like the
damn good.
That sounds exactly like the WWE.
Now,
if you ask me.
James, what are you most excited for that match? Shane jumping off of something, Shane being extremely sweaty for no reason, or Shane punching things?
Oh man, I was gonna say the air punching that Shane does, but I'm optimistic that Braun's gonna do something cool in that match. Hopefully, he tosses Shane in some capacity onto something, because that would bring me great joy, honestly. But
You think Shane would just miss at some point, like whatever he's jumping onto?
yeah, your luck's gonna run out at some point, and he's gonna get a two
Fingers
through the
crossed.
nose like someone else in a.
Have a nice day!
But won't enjoy it as much as he did.
Gonna need to fix that in post. That was huge.
All right, Matt, one thing you're excited about this week?
Just one?
Just one. You can only pick one.
No, I'm gonna pick
No honorable mentions. You have to pick one.
I'm gonna pick two. So I'm really excited for Edge, Roman, and Daniel Bryan
That's
to have the
gonna be great.
match of the week. Yep, the match of the week. I said it.
Okay, that's like.
I'm manifesting it.
Now, Matt, are you exclaiming that as a hot take? As one of the main events is going to be one of the best matches.
No, I'm just saying it's gonna be real good.
One of the main events is going to be good.
And I'm
Matt.
also excited for Logan Paul and Bad Bunny. Now they are not in the same match, but I said it as a joke to Pat earlier, and he's like, "Well, I mean, Bad Bunny's been training. I think Bad Bunny has done a pretty good job. I think the
wouldn't
build for
disagree.
that has been decent, and the insertion of Logan Paul into the Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens stuff. First of all, it's hilarious because Sami Zayn, his dancing on Friday was
So
super good.
you're just going to take my thing that I'm excited for? Is that what you're going to do?
Wow.
Yep.
Matt did say multiple things, which is
That's why I didn't.
it's honorable mention.
That's
Matt.
my fault.
You didn't
should've
let-
went
you-
last.
you
should've
should've
went
let me go last.
As soon as he said that, you should have
know
skipped
what?
ahead. You should have
Pat,
said,
I'm sorry that Matt took multiple things, which like
I'm
this,
sorry, you haven't learned in what are we? Episode 40.
That's true. This is on us.
4 now.
Episode 44. You haven't learned that I'm not gonna just pick one thing because I'm indecisive.
Okay, it's my bad.
Honorable
Damn.
mention, Matt.
This might even be like a whole thing of you two growing up. Him being bigger than you, older than you, probably taking more cookies ahead of you.
Let's
You know,
diagnose.
Wasn't
Let's
a big
diagnose.
cookie guy.
you get the analogy, man.
Who's not?
If you had said like I only gave him like a third of the bag of
What?
chips,
You're
and I
not
took
a big
2/3.
cookie guy?
No,
Are you a donut guy?
No,
I like donuts.
Gagnes are more salt than
I
sugar.
love me some salt.
See, that's not my family.
Say sweets give me
I
like
had
a tummy
I
ache.
had a key lime pie graham cracker cake today.
Now that we're talking of snacks, I've wanted to ask James and have him narrate this for so long. James, can you explain when Jordan
this
eats
needs to
popcorn
be
as
its
a theater?
own segment. It's
Yeah.
not something
Yeah,
that's
just a very quick story.
This is
We're
a
gonna run out
video.
of time
This
here.
is not a podcast bit. This is a video bit
That's
because
true.
you need the
That's
visuals.
true. I don't think we do it
Let me
justice without
produce.
this.
We will do a video bit.
Yeah.
I just want to see Jordan get upset. That was fun for
thank
me.
you.
That was enjoyable.
Fuck.
Now, myself, piggybacking off Matt, what I'm excited for...
What you've been doing your whole life because I can carry you.
All right.
Helen carried you for 9 months, and Matt's been carrying you ever since.
Wow.
Broad shoulders, mediocre legs.
I'm excited to see...
You know what? That is you.
I'm excited to
Yeah.
see Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens actually have a match at WrestleMania. I think that...
Yeah.
That's
I think
what Matt said.
No, he said Bad Bunny.
No, he talked about.
Oh, and Logan Paul.
but why
Which
don't
one
you
is
come
it,
up with
Logan?
something
Logan.
different?
Because I had that in the... I think...
Yeah, but
Sami Zayn
Matt
and,
said it.
I think Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens is going to be the match of the week.
Okay, but I mean, Matt, that was Matt's take.
Okay.
So like you just agree, like you're just.
I can't
taking what
agree
he
with
said?
him? I can't
no,
agree
I
with him?
just feel like you want to be original, and he like said that. Earlier.
I'm original every day of my life. It's okay to take one night off.
Okay, I'm just checking.
So,
Matt, thanks for bringing that up. It was a good point.
this is
Problem,
going to... Jordan, you've talked about tough transitions. We're going to try and transition away from wrestling, and we're going to talk about something that's really bothered me this week.
okay.
I'll make it very easy on you.
Okay, go ahead.
People Magazine has done features on wrestlers. They have gone away from it, and now People Magazine is making false proclamations. Go ahead, Pat.
Oh, right. Yeah, so that's interesting. Okay.
No fucking
now,
idea what you're
People Magazine this week, it was brought to my attention that they had a vote. I don't know who voted. They were clearly not of the same mind.
I know. Okay, I know what this is.
Prince William of... What does he do? Anybody?
Prince is around.
He's the heir to the throne.
Yeah, but isn't he like second in line?
Well, no, because his dad
He's
gave it up
the
when he...
epitome of white privilege.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what he does. He makes sure white privilege.
Here's a better question, Pat. What
Uh,
does the Queen do at this point? What does the monarchy do at this point?
Inspires.
My dad
the
loves
best
the
I could come
royals.
up with. I don't
Absolutely
know.
loves the Queen Mum.
Really?
Well, he's from a country that was like super England, hooray. Like Jamaica back then was very like, woo.
Still
the
Are they
Part of the
part of
Commonwealth, aren't
the
they?
Commonwealth?
Yes, sir.
I haven't seen them have
I think.
an
I think
in-depth
Barbados is the only one that has kicked the monarch.
the in-depth discussion they
Really?
had about the whole Meghan Markle thing blew my mind. Like the level of give a shit my parents put together for that
Me
was
having to
mind-blowing.
explain to a bunch of grade 9 students that the Queen is still somewhat involved in our government and their faces of pure confusion.
I was gonna say, where did you lose them at the Governor General?
Yeah, like they have
Like
they
they don't
understand.
even know what a Governor General is.
Like,
they're
they're like-
wait, there's a Queen.
They're like, Prime Minister. I'm like, yeah, he makes a lot of decisions. And then we have a Governor General. Well, what do we need that for? Because she represents the Queen. Well, what do we have the Queen for? All right, everybody sit down for a second.
Pat's like, all right, recess is in 15 minutes. If I hustle,
Recess? I teach
High
high
school.
school.
yeah. Don't you still have recess?
No.
Well, sounds lame.
But anyways, back to what we were saying. People Magazine selected
forgot
Prince
you taught
William
high school.
as the hottest bald man in the world.
Okay, hold on. As a William, technically, I do want to make sure we're getting properly represented because there's not
As a
lot.
William?
Yes.
He's not even completely bald.
Your name's Jordan.
William Jordan Schofield III is my technical long name. James knows this.
I know.
It's
Shut-
a family lineage
shut
thing.
up right now.
It's a family lineage thing. We just go by our middle name so it doesn't get confusing. Okay,
No, you don't. Your name
Yeah.
is not...
James.
Oh my God, your dad's Bill. He's William too.
Why does Bill come from William?
You know what?
Why does Dick come from Richard?
Thank you. That one. And by the way, you named your kid Richard. Holy crap! Did he get a curveball of a nickname? Like.
I think
Anyways.
I think the first person who ever named their kid Richard was like mad at them and was like, Dick! And it just
Almost
stopped.
every Richard I know is a dick,
Yeah, it comes with the territory.
right? Like, not just by name. It's almost like their birthright. What were we talking about?
We're talking about how Prince William is People Magazine's sexiest bald man alive.
As a William, I do need to, in some way, try to defend this because he is a royal as a third. I do feel some pressure as a William III to like have some sort of royalty defense here.
Now, not to. I
don't think he's the ugliest bald man in the world. I took the liberty, and that needs to be discussed.
Writing down.
Oh, you made a list? I made a list too.
Yeah. Want to compare this?
They love
lists.
Okay,
number one.
Oh, I'm Simon. Oh, was Simon from What Culture on the list?
Oh,
he should have been.
He's an attractive man.
I'm Simon from What Culture.
All right, so my number one
and I'm related to the
forever be Bruce Willis.
Okay, see, you do your list, and then I'll...
Okay, I got number one is Bruce Willis. I got number two is The Rock.
Okay, yeah, I had Rock.
Number three is Jason Statham.
Yeah, I had him.
Yeah. Okay, time out. He's not bald.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
He has a little bit of hair on the sides.
That's the whole thing.
The Rock doesn't. But William shouldn't be on the list. Prince William should not be on the list.
Yeah, that's
you
what
just
I
said he should. No, I'm defending him because he's a William, but if we're being honest, he is balding, not bald. He shouldn't be on the list. I'm talking
Rock,
Bezos bald.
Not
I'm talking
bald.
Howie Mandel. I'm scared of germs bald.
I hope Caillou's on the list.
No, I have.
He's a white bitch.
James will like this one. I have Stanley Tucci on the list.
Yeah, great show. Great show.
Great.
Love
What is
it.
he?
Stanley
Tucci?
Finding Italy or whatever it is.
Yeah.
We watched about 8 hours of it.
If you looked him up, you know Stanley. He's in. What is he in? He's in The Hunger Games. He's in
Kingsman?
Devil Wears Prada.
No, that's not him in Transformers.
Isn't that him in Kingsman?
Yes.
In the second one, he's
Yes.
Country Roads before getting.
No, that's not
Spoiler
Stanley
alert.
Tucci. That is not.
That guy's
Stanley
a fucking awesome.
That's not Stanley.
He's great.
And finally, I have. This is a tough name to say, but he's up there. Mahershala Ali from Green Book.
Oh, also from
Hidden Figures.
Yes.
Yeah.
Marshala. It's Marshala.
So those were easily five
Pat,
people.
actually, for
I had
future,
Jason Statham and
Marshala?
Yeah.
Dwayne Johnson, but I went even further down the route. Well, I put Tyrese Gibson. Tyrese Gibson?
Like
The
rapper Tyrese.
Yeah, because
Like from Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yeah,
Types?
man, he's good looking.
He's not even top 15.
Why do you pick the worst one?
Is that the worst Fast and
That's
Furious?
the absolute worst
They're
one.
everyone after the
Too
second
Fast
one
and
is
Furious
terrible.
is the worst one.
Every single
the
one
chicken
after
there-
the
No,
second
no,
one
no.
is
Tokyo
terrible.
Drift's the worst one.
Don't you
Fuck
speak
off.
ill
Tokyo
of
Drift
Tokyo
is the first one. Is the worst one.
Okay, why is Tokyo Drift not the worst one?
Because it's great.
How is it great? You can't just say it's great and not explain why it's great.
It is better than Too Fast, Too Furious.
Too Fast, Too Furious was way too cheesy. It's like they took a fucking day off and was like, here, let's film a movie. And
I wish they would take a day off for making Fast and Furious. There's like 18 of them
I'm
now.
not
watch your
serious.
mouth.
It should have been the
I
first
agree.
one.
I
It
agree.
should have been the first
Check
one,
yourself.
and that's it. The first one's a masterpiece, and after that, they have
The first one I heard, the first one won an Oscar.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think.
maybe a guy named
Doesn't matter if you win by a minute or a mile.
Vin Diesel.
Winning's winning.
Vin Diesel might have won
think it
someone
was
named
an
Oscar
inch or a
in
mile.
an
An
auction.
inch or a mile. Damn it.
I wasn't done.
And okay.
Uh,
So is Vin
Patrick-
Diesel on the list?
Patrick Stewart.
Okay, yeah.
Like, yeah, okay.
Jean-Luc Picard.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, okay, I can see it.
He's definitely better looking than
I know
He's
him
very
more.
gentlemanly looking.
He's
yes.
he's more Professor
And
X to
lastly,
me, but yeah.
And lastly, Voldemort.
You think
Oh,
Voldemort's
what
an
about the
attractive-
Night King?
Hang on. I'll come back to you.
Wait,
You
what
think
about Jeff Bezos? At least for the money game.
He's got a weird eye.
That's okay. He's rich. You know, you think he'd fix that by now?
Yeah,
You know what I
all the
love
money
about
he
Jeff
has.
Bezos? He got divorced, gave her half his money, and is still a billionaire.
Yeah. He was like,
That's like a flex.
Do you remember that fucking video of like the black, like the gold squares that explains the difference between $1 million and $1 billion? Did you guys ever see that?
No.
It's the funniest video of all time. It's like, this is $1 million, and this is that gold square if it was $1 billion, and they just like zoom out for like 15 seconds just to show the difference of like what a millionaire
Well, because
is.
a
and what
billion is
billionaire 100 millions. But it's funny to see it in a visual.
No.
Yes.
It's 1,000 billion.
It's
1,000
1,000
millions.
millions.
1,000 millions dollars.
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't watch the video as closely as I should have. But the
Shawn,
I
point
figured
is,
if anybody would know this, it's you.
no. But the point is the visualization of watching how many squares of $1 million make $1 billion is
1,000?
Yeah, because
staggering.
not to come back to Jordan's car again, he came in today and he's like, yeah, rough day. The check engine light came on, and I said, oh, doesn't a butler just show up at your car now? And he's like, no, that's the next one.
No, seriously, Genesis comes to your door and gives you a car while they take your other car away.
Back to your gold squares. I'd like to see where my salary fits in there.
I dropped that nickel.
We'd have to squint real hard.
No, but you know what you see
I got
that is-
super stoked. I found a dime in the grass today at work. I jumped on it, picked it up in my pocket,
Yeah.
and the guys I work with were like, "What'd you just pick up?" I was like, "It was a dime." And they're
Is there
like,
anything you can
I could buy a
at-
Coca-Cola from
Yeah, is there
1935.
anything you can buy for a dime now?
"No, because even 5-cent candy is no longer 5 cents."
It's not.
You can
also
buy a
can't
dime,
pick it
but it
anymore.
costs way more
Yeah.
than that.
COVID.
Huh?
That's why they stopped making pennies, because it costs more than a penny.
And who the hell wanted a penny?
Americans.
And they have like dollar bills. I'm never touching another American dollar bill ever again.
The loonies are just as bad.
I would beg to differ
And
on
I would
that.
say it's
You can
I,
wash
I
a loony.
prefer because coins are the bane of
wash your
my
dollars,
existence. I hate
Launder
coins. I hate coins with a passion. You don't know where to put them in a wallet. You lose them all
This-
the time. You don't.
Not to interrupt.
American
This is an
system great.
all-time rabbit hole of I don't know what the.
It's
fuck
going to be
happened.
really hard to make the opening synopsis where I have to like try to figure out everything we
Can I
talked
just
about. It's
say-
just a bunch of commas.
I have liked the last two. Well, more this episode, but it happened a little bit in the last episode. The first one James was on. Jordan just like starts talking.
That, you
and
know
me
that
and
other
James-
episode you were on besides this one?
That other one.
And me and James just like have a little side convos that you can kind of hear in the background. I really enjoyed that on last episode.
Well, James and I did that through the start of the balding list.
Yes.
So, I mean,
Yep. That's
James
what I'm
is
hearing.
Oh
big
right,
side
yeah, we were
combos
talking about that list.
Voldemort, man.
That's weird. But yeah, just wanted to put it out there that I think Prince William is overly rated good looking. Like there's no way. I don't get
Oh,
it.
you're saying it like he's probably not even top 20.
He's not
You
even
know
top
why
50.
though? You know why though? I think it's because Princess Di was universally recognized as like,
Awesome.
yeah, awesome, and like just like the definition of like glamorous. That they want her son
Glamorous,
to be the same thing.
classy.
Low key, probably actually killed by the Royals. Let's talk about
Don't
it.
talk about it. Delete that. Delete that.
Sorry, Kale, because I'll go back. Are we back to an ASMR?
I'm gonna say it wasn't low key. Like it probably happened.
Super happened.
God save the Queen.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right.
Great anthem.
So
Super
I
good
think
album.
Let's talk a little beer. Let's talk a little beer.
I think it's the Clash.
So James
I don't know.
James has stepped up and said he would
Wait,
like-
what are you doing?
we're jumping into beer.
It's only 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Why
but-
do you do this every week?
Jordan, we have a lot of beer to talk about, and I would like to talk about
Yeah,
beer
but
more.
what if we talked about like who would be the top good-looking animated? Like, would the Night King be like?
Ooh, yeah, animated bald guys.
He's got horns. though.
Homer Simpson is number one, and it's not even a conversation.
He's not bald. He's balding.
He's bald.
He's balding.
So if you hang on to the scraps and don't shave it, you're
Caillou
not bald.
is bald. Caillou might have a disease,
I think he did have alopecia.
or yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. This,
Alopecia.
this is
What's
why we
alopecia?
should have went to beer.
No, we're crushing it. What's alopecia?
now we're talking about it. Let's talk. Oh, Bender from Futurama.
Is he bald, Jordan?
Well,
Doesn't he have a light on the top of his head?
Oh,
Yeah,
he
but
does.
No,
Is
it's
it-
an antenna.
but is it antenna hair?
Well, Homer's hair is hair.
Yeah, but Homer's hair is identified as
you
hair.
guys know
Homer
that-
has a skin condition.
It says MG on the side of his head
Yep.
for Matt Groening.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's,
The hair and his ear make MG.
What other bald animated characters were there? I guess that's all I can think
this
of.
is why we don't come in, because you have to come in prepared, Jordan. You can't just go off the top of your head, especially when you're squinting so much and you have a headache.
Yeah.
Like, get some glasses. I don't
I
know
got
what you're doing.
I got painkillers going right now, though. I'm doing all right.
All right.
All right, that's
All right,
fine.
now we're going to talk about some beers because we have a lot of beers to cover and we have some good beer news, and I'd like to discuss it. James has decided that he would like to be a little bit more corpore oriented. Big fan of that. We haven't done a lot of corpores on the show. We did do 1919, second episode ever, just so you know.
We
Oh,
did?
we did do
Yeah,
19?
we did. It's pretty
Who
good.
did it?
I think it was me.
Oh yeah, because you were lazy. And
Yeah, and I just had it in my fridge. So, James, the floor is yours. What are you drinking tonight?
I got some Saturday Night Lumberjack from Barnhammer. Spoke about it last week and how it's one of my favorite beers out there right now, and it's a steady workhorse for me in my
I thought you
fridge.
said workout. I was like, you drink down where you work
It's heavy
out?
can, heavy can.
Heavy can. So yeah, no, I love
Everyone
it.
knows Michelob Ultra is the ultimate workout beer.
I refuse to call it a Dipa. I will call it a double IPA. But yeah, no, it's a little piney, but at the same time, it's pretty smooth drinking. I would recommend it to anybody that's trying to get into the double IPA scene here in Winnipeg, because it's not too bad and it's got some kick, so you get a little bit of a reward at the end of it.
Yeah,
Isn't
I feel-
it like an 8%?
I feel
bomb?
like in the city there's a lot of bazooka, like double IPAs.
I've come to the conclusion that Winnipeggers, as a general whole, especially those that drink craft beer, just like to, get fucked up.
Yeah.
We do.
So there's a lot of doubles and triples that come in, and people are like, I need to get that.
I'm in.
And I need to get that
Yeah,
now.
no, it's 7.5.
Would that be like a double IP that you could have like more than one in a night?
I can usually crush a few of these.
Okay.
Yep.
But
I mean, you're
know.
going to pay for it in the morning.
Yeah, no, it's
No.
it's
Really? Is
it's
it
a little
you-
dry. Like it's not necessarily like, oh my god, I'm hungover
You're
in the
mixing.
morning.
So you're mixing in a water at the
This
end
is
of those.
my
You think?
this is my nightcap.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never had more than one. Like I like them a lot, but I only have one.
If I'm drinking a double IPA or triple IPA or an Imperial Stout, I'm usually bringing that in near the end of the night.
Yep.
Really? Fuck.
Puts you right to bed.
I'm not a yeah. See, I prime myself with a little bit of the brown stuff to begin, and then I usually finish off with a couple.
hashish.
Oh, okay.
No,
No.
bourbon.
Oh,
That was weird. All right, so wait, what are you giving this on your Untapped? Can you tell everybody what your Untapped is again, James?
Yeah, yeah. You can follow me at Untapped on Untapped at JC Sizzle.
if he changed it, I would have flipped
I
the
would have
table.
been upset.
Yeah, I would have like.
We would have restarted.
It would have been like not to bring her up again, but when Rhea flipped the table into Asuka, that's
Yeah.
what I would have done to
Yeah,
James.
no, I'm actively thinking about trying to change it, but I don't know if I will
No,
necessarily.
now you're in too deep.
Yeah, no. I'm going to give this a 4.25.
Whoa, 4.25.
I believe I gave it either 4.25 or 4.5 on Untapped. It is phenomenal.
Yeah,
That-
it's steady, but I also want to give myself some room for the one.
Oh, you're properly rating stuff.
Yeah. You
Oh,
know,
cool.
yes,
Congrats. Yeah, nice to meet. I'm Jordan. I also properly rate stuff.
Nice to meet you.
That's what you think, anyway.
Have you had the 66 from Barnhammer?
Yes.
Did you like it more or less?
Less because
Oh,
it's
boy.
fruitier, and I mean, there's
Why-
other there's
we
other
bring that up?
breweries.
Didn't you have it with the guava in it as well? Didn't
Yeah,
you
we
go
had
with
the
Jordan?
special guava one.
Oh, the guava one.
Yeah.
Guava 66.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody liked that one.
I
I don't remember who.
didn't have it, so it wasn't me.
Someone made quite the scene at Barnhammer when he had it with me.
Okay.
Did he know?
Matt,
We don't talk about things that may incriminate us.
Matt, you're up next.
Remember when William hung through that baseball from Smithfield?
Frozen rope. Dark.
She
think
begged. She begged. Zoom.
What a callback.
Still threw it
Thank you.
faster. They still got the ball back faster to him, and he threw it before Rafael Delis has thrown his first pitch in the night.
Barnhammer, if you're listening, I'm sorry for everything I said.
All right, Matt, you're up.
Oh, Jordan. So Jordan mentioned this last week.
You're welcome.
The Hoeshen's 11 double IPA. So we got 2 double IPAs today. It's from Fort Garry Brewing Company. It's coming in at 7.5%.
7.5.
Yep, another 7.5. 45 IBU. Now, here's the thing.
What's the style on this one, sir?
So that's where I was going to go.
Okay.
This is a double IPA, but this is a red double IPA.
Red. Those exist?
So it's heavier malt.
Okay.
You're going to get a little bit of caramel. But in addition to that, now you're getting, and it's got my favorite hop in it, which is,
Cashmere?
no,
I don't know.
Citra.
Sabro.
Citra, guys.
I mean, there's a lot of options.
I have said several times.
Sabero. I tried to say Sabro, but I was eating something. Idaho 7.
No, it's
first
it's
six
Citra.
didn't go
So
very
it's got
well.
Cascade Citra hops, which are 2 of my favorites. It's got that, like I said, that maltiness, that caramel note, citrus, but not a citrus bomb,
Okay.
and also a little bit more on the dry finish. I think because and I don't know this for a fact, but I'm going to say it. I think it's because it's more the maltiness will dry it out a little bit. So it's not like your juicy double IPA, which is nice. There's also a pininess. I'm a big pininess in my IPA kind of guy. This is real damn good.
Okay.
Like really good. Very, dare I say, sessionable.
Oh.
I mean, double IPAs.
How dare you?
Double IPAs, when you could drink multiple double IPAs and like not get sick of them, you got yourself a good beer. And this is one. This should be in their regular rotation.
Wow.
It's fantastic. Like I had it
Yeah.
last week and regretted, even though I enjoyed the Humulus, that really blew me away.
Yeah, like this
Because
is
there's a subtle sweetness to that, despite being
Yes.
piney, and I found that to be my
which
for
is
me
the-
is my
yeah,
favorite
which
part.
is that multi-red kind of dimension to it. So if you follow me on Untapped at Gagne Matt, I am
How
also
many T's in that?
2.
Okay.
2, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, James.
James, you want to take another run at this?
No, I don't. Not even
You'll
now.
get there. You'll get there.
Last week was rough.
I'm gonna give it a 4.25.
Whoa.
reason I didn't go higher, scaling again. We talk a lot about scaling, but I say I like the drier ones, but the juicy ones and the milkshake IPAs are more my upper echelon.
Okay.
Those are going to be what I'm going to rate higher.
Those are special.
Yes, especially to me. That's my style.
That's thing.
But the double IPA, like let's go, baby.
All right, now we'll go move on to Jordan for an absolute weapon.
I didn't realize this when we were all talking before, but I think all three of us picked double IPAs.
Yeah, that also is a double IPA.
Yeah, so I have Fog Machine, one of the many versions. This one's the Cashmere version, so super hoppy, juicy, foggy, double IPA brewed, and double dry hopped with 100% Cashmere. Now, Cashmere is a hop named after clothing, I think.
Or a desert?
Or a fabric.
Or a fabric, sure. So I don't know if that was meant because cashmere is inherently like soft, right? Isn't that like because though they put cashmere in toilet paper?
Well, there's toilet paper called
Cashmere.
You might have the cashmere toilet paper.
Oh yeah,
Us regular folk.
I think it comes with the Genesis.
Yeah. I gotta pluck the pine needles out of my toilet paper. It's so cheap. Okay?
Yeah, you actually make it from wood in your backyard.
James is half a ply.
Here's the shit
No,
in schools.
James is plywood instead of half a ply.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
God, you guys,
You're
know,
better
that
than
was
that.
awful.
You're better than
It
that.
used to be so much funner here. So anyways, I got Fog Machine here. So maybe it's because it says cashmere on it. It feels like a softer double IPA. Like it does feel extremely, I would use the word velvety and light on the palate, if you will. Let me take another sip. Pat, please talk over the sip.
Now, Jordan's taking a sip right now. And, just a quick reminder. I'm going to get into it later. But Sookrams this month, with every purchase of Cult Classic, not with the beer I'm going to be
They brought
talking
it
about.
back?
Cult Classic?
Oh, no, they got rid of it.
Cult
No,
Classic, they will be giving...
Literally, you were the guy who did the post.
Yeah, they will be
Yeah.
doubling...
I was thinking of...
You do the socials.
Sorry.
Don't snap at him!
For every can of Cult Classic sold, Sookrams is going to double their usual donation that they give to the Saint Amand Foundation.
What are you, French?
Foundation?
No, so it's
I would assume it's a foundation.
no,
Yeah.
it is. It's like an. I think
But anyways,
it's
they're
an
giving-
autism assistance. It's like a
Yeah.
really good place.
They're
It helps
giving
a lot.
double their donation to Saint Amand. Good cause. Go ahead and get some. I already grabbed 3. They're all gone, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Jordan, continue. What's your
Pat,
score?
great note, actually. I should take a sip more often if you're going to talk about good stuff. So, I'm going to give this a score. You know what? I think it's just like you almost have to Kilter scale
Yeah.
because it's
You
like
do.
this is good again. So it's like almost all their beers to me are 4s. Like they really are. They don't miss. But I can't keep because like at some point like we all know it's a 4. So the question is like if Kilter's typically a 4, then maybe a 3 is under a 4. I'm overthinking it. I'm gonna give this a 3.75. Extremely good,
What a roller coaster that was.
but it's not like a multi-run home run. This is a double standing double, very good hit,
I
and the
believe-
person scored from first.
I believe my favorite
Unlike the
they've done
Yankees.
was the Sabro. The Sabro was...
Of Fog Machine.
Of the fog machines.
Okay.
I think I rated Sabro the highest. The last one they did, it had like the lime
Was
green
it green
smoke.
can, eh?
Yeah, lime green smoke.
Right.
I
was
can't
cool.
remember the...
That was the sweet can.
I can't remember the
Black
hop.
and lime green's just a sick combo. Like,
But
I'm a huge fan
it
of
was
that.
a little bit lower. So you almost have to scale fog machine on its own.
Yeah, I feel like So you follow me at JSCO55. There's another one that they do a lot. Is it Secret Weapon?
yeah.
What's the other one they cycle?
Secret weapon. is the
Secret
other
Weapon
one,
or
I think.
something, something like that. So I feel like you do have to rate the Fog Machines kind of in their own banner, and then Secret Weapons or Promises on their own banner.
Yeah, I was gonna say Fog Machine grew on me because I remember when we had it at the brewery.
Yes. Okay.
I wasn't a huge fan
while
of
back,
it.
yeah.
Well, it depends on the hop. Like, it really does.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of it. And then I had it again because I can't help myself with Kilter. And I loved it.
You know what? Actually, just had this thought about Kilter. They do a great, I think, as good a job as anyone in the city showcasing the hops. Right, I think other places I don't think you get that. Like I love how they're like, here's Fog Machine with this, and here's Fog Machine with this, and here's Fog Machine. So you're almost like learning the flavors as you go because if you just keep trying them, there's a baseline of Fog Machine, and then you can take the changes to mean what they mean. And I think that's like a super good like beer educational way to help people learn what they're drinking, because again, it's like you could go to a place and look at the can and be like, oh, maybe I'll hate this double IPA because it has blah 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 in it, but maybe I'll love this one. And then you're just, these aren't cheap things to buy, as far as, so if you're trying to make an informed purchase, unlike Granville Island, you can really do that, I think, with like Kilter sometimes. So,
All right,
yeah,
I'll
Pat, over to you to close
I can
it up.
officially back cleanup. That's fun because we're now 4.
That's so fucking
You
rare for you.
would be the last guy on this panel batting clean.
I dang it.
Like actual cleanup.
But anyways, I went to Sookrams. Obviously, I picked up Occult Classic, picked up a few, doing great
You're a
donations for them.
prototypical second hitter.
Oh yeah,
Anyway.
the only thing he's cleaning up is our bats after the game.
Oh, okay. Wow. So anyways, I went to Sookram and I picked up their Occult Classic.
Occult
Classic. It is a dark lager. I have never had a dark lager. Because I'm not a big stout guy. I'm not a big heavy beer kind of guy. So but it's Sookram, so I pick up whatever the hell they make. I don't care. So reading the side, it is a 5%, and I read it. The Occult Classic Dark Lager is the mysterious opposite to Cult Classic. The astrology of this beer tells us it has vibes of maltiness, darkness, and roasted flavors. Hopped with Barbe Rouge, this beer pairs perfectly with your Ouija board. This is...
You ever used a Ouija board? Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, it freaks me out. I don't want to do
I
it.
don't want to touch
Actually
that.
haven't.
We'll not touch that.
Freaks me out.
I've never done
I
that.
don't believe in spirits.
It is a dark beer, but it is...
Yes, you do. You drink a lot of rye.
That was your best one today, though.
All right. Well, this is for a dark...
That deserved better.
For a dark beer,
I'm leaving it
can I
in.
just do mine? For my dark beer, there is maltiness. It's got that nice maltiness. It's not heavy. It's a very light. I guess it's the lager part of it. It's not a stout. I just can't handle the heaviness of a stout all the time. This is right up my alley. It's smooth drinking. It's solid. It's Sookrams. For me, it's everything they do is solid. I'm a big fan of it. So if you follow me on Untappd at Pat Gagne, I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5 on Untappd. So quick recap: we had James who went with the core pour from Barnhammer. He had the Saturday Night Lumberjack. He gave it a 4.25 on 5 or out of 5. Sorry, Jordan. You can follow him on Untappd at JC Sizzle. Christ. Matt had
It's just JC Sizzle. It's not JC Sizzle Christ. Which is, by the way, if you change it to JC Sizzle Christ, would be fantastic.
Matt had the Hoeshen's 11 from Fort Garry. He gave it a 4.25 on Untappd. You can follow him at Gagne and Matt with 2 T's. Jordan had the Fog Machine Cashmere hops from Kilter. He gave it a 3.75. Follow him on Untappd at JSco55. And I, of course, had the Occult Classic from Sookrams. Gave it a 4 out of 5 on Untappd. You follow me at Pat Gagne. And now we go to Jordan for the Winnipeg Beer News of the Week.
Thank you, Patrick. I'm going to start here. Forgive me. Oh, no, I remember. So, This was what I was supposed to review this week. And spoiler alert, I forgot. It was in my basement. The Belgian Spice from Nonsuch, as I've had it sitting there for a week to review and forgot. So next week, I'm going to do the Nonsuch Belgian Spice.
I feel like that one is something you need to review on the show.
Yeah, because that's right up my alley.
And
miles up my alley. That's why I saved it.
I feel like that would make a Belgian
forgot.
beer that much better.
Yeah, I completely forgot, and even though Fog Machine is delicious, it'll have to wait another week. Occult, Pat talked about it today from Sookrams. Go give that a try. I actually didn't see this post yet, so it looks like Bookstore Brewing is coming in June 2021. We have no clue where it is. Do we know anything?
You go to their
right now?
website and it's just their logo.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I hadn't seen too much about it. One Great City has come out with a new beer. It's the Caesar Salad IPA.
You dipshit.
Oh, is that a joke?
Yeah.
I just read them in order.
I was so glad Pat put it in there because
I just read them in order.
So I'm scrolling
April
through.
Fools.
Asshole.
So I'm scrolling through the beer news today.
You know what? That wouldn't be like as a Caesar, maybe. I mean,
No, it would be bad.
well, a Caesar salad.
Oh, okay,
Come
maybe.
on, that'd be fun.
But I'm scrolling through and I'm like,
Live a little.
Jordan is for sure gonna read this.
Now I have
and
to
think
check
it's a brew.
every post to make
No,
sure.
that's the only one. I can assure you it's the only one.
Oh, fuck off, Pat. Pat screwed it up too because he thought it was real.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, shit. All right. Well, you know what? Like, the man's just trying to do some work here, and he's getting just dropped all over the place. All right. Kilter. It's okay. So this is.
You want
just
me to
one
take
of the,
this one?
No, it's one of the coolest cans I've seen in a while.
Do you want me to take the name?
No, it's Sang Noir.
No.
Sang Noir.
Sang Noir.
Why is there a G?
It's silent. It's French.
I wish all of French was silent. I feel stupid. Okay,
That was
so
that made me happy.
it's a tart and luscious dark sour. Okay, just like cool pictures, wicked ass looking can. Pat, this is for you.
Black
Rich
cherry.
black cherry,
Oh
dark
my
malt,
God.
cocoa, and vanilla. This is a Pat Gagne beer
That is
through
gonna
and
be so
through.
good.
But Pat, when you pick it up, can you grab the couple cans that I need?
Sure.
Thank you. Moving on, Low Brew has come up. Lake of the Woods. Lake of the
No,
Woods.
you
Sorry.
missed Nonsuch.
What?
There's a story there. I'll take
Why
this
is it
one.
a story?
Okay, I looked at it, so I will take
Okay,
it.
so it's a saison.
It's their Petite Saison.
It's spinning.
Saison, and it comes out every year.
Jordan. Just let him go.
Why does he want to, like, this is my
Well,
fucking
because
job, man.
but you
Well,
missed
post
this
about
one.
it properly. Put some context in.
It doesn't. It's not posted yet because it's coming out this week. But they released this. I believe they released it last year. It's their Petite Saison, and it's it's like a lighter saison.
Look at me, I know people. My name's Matt
I don't know anybody. I just know beer.
Anyways, Lake of the Woods.
That's true.
Sneaky
Thank you.
peach. It's a peach pale ale. I'm looking at, let's see, 5.2%. It's a peach pale ale. It's made with peaches. What else do you want me to say? Good Neighbor Brewing. Hey, neighbor. We're Morgan and Amber, and we're the faces behind. I'm not reading this whole thing.
You shouldn't read the whole thing.
No, but, like, Good Neighbor's still coming. Don't know really why that's in here. We knew
because
that.
we hadn't put it in there yet.
We knew it was happening. We know Good
Yeah,
Neighbor.
but we
talked
never
about it.
talked about
excited
it on the
about
show.
it.
Why is he so talky right now during the
Because
the
you
beer
don't know
news?
what the hell you're talking about.
I do know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to do the beer news anymore. I'm just going to quit. Just the beer reviews. I'm still doing this. Okay. All right. Then we have a bunch of stuff from Torque. Ramsey, which is a Maybach.
Yeah.
Thanks, Matt. Chocolate cherry vegan milk stout. Nope. And a blood orange saison.
Radiant.
Probably another nope. And then Barnhammer Brewing has a small batch can release of Tom's Gin Cocktail Sour. James's voice says everything. Okay, hold on, James. Hold on.
I'm just not a gin guy, but
Hold on.
I will give it a shot.
Juniper and heather. So maybe they put people in there. Cinnamon, cardamom, orange zest,
Vest.
Vest.
An orange vest.
peppermint, lemongrass, nutmeg, and vermouth. Maybe?
It's gonna be like.
Did they just grab
think
everything
James
off the
is
shelf?
right.
and
By
throw it into
the
bin?
sounds of it, it's like they made a martini.
Yeah. Some
But
guy
made it fruity.
named Tom says he thinks it's good, so maybe that matters. Oh, it's called Tom's Cocktail. Great. You know what, Pat? Just go back. Take it. Go to you.
All right, that was amazing as always. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna get into our favorite, or sorry, Matt corrected me, the best WrestleMania matches in history.
It's dangerous, JR. This is real dangerous.
Oh, and we're back. Hey, Jordan, we're super back.
Super back.
Super back.
Glad we're not getting rid of that intro. Pat has two intros. It's either a super long pause and then we're back, or super back. Like it's like you don't know any other way to.
I just like it.
Other way to
I like
intro.
it. Super back.
It's a good thing we're dropping to two segments because you'd say super back in a different way twice in the old episode. You'd be like super,
I'm,
we're super back, and then you'd be like we're super back, like the chunky you get.
Thank you for explaining that to me.
I had to hear it.
But yes,
43 times.
So like we said,
44.
WrestleMania week
Times
is
two.
upon us. Last week we did a WrestleMania starter pack for the first time in a long time. I think we tried it once and didn't really work out, but this one we did. Had some nice graphics. I don't know who made those. He's a real gentleman and a scholar and possibly quite handsome with a great beard
I didn't
and
do
his
them.
average height.
Yeah. Oh,
But
that's-
anyways,
now we're talking about. Well, James is tall. He's not.
but
Yeah,
anyways,
James is-
so we
you're
put votes up
6'1"?
on
6'1", baby.
Me too. Yeah.
put one up on Instagram and we put one up on Twitter. And the winner of last week's Flight in a Pint draft, good God Almighty, North End James is victorious.
That's just beginners. Like you're the new guy, so people fucking feel nice for you. They support.
No, that's false. The two guys that had the best drafts finished 1-2.
Nope.
I don't know. I think it's
Jordan, your
accurate.
draft was atrocious.
No.
and you
fuck
voted
you.
for,
You finished the same as
and
me.
you voted for James.
It was an accident. I was trying to hit me, and I was no. This is a conspiracy. Matt put me at the bottom of the list, which hid me behind the add to this story
Oops.
button on Instagram.
Sorry.
And I couldn't hit around it, so I picked James by accident when I was trying to micro-click the goddamn screen. So James should be subtracted 1 point. Does he still win?
Yes.
Yes.
Fuck.
All right.
And for the record, I voted for myself 3 times.
You know what, James? You're
But,
fucking colorblind.
All right. So
Handicap bitch.
Are you actually colorblind?
yeah, yes, he's colorblind.
Partially colorblind, not like black and white.
I
like a
asked him to
dog.
get me a gummy before, and I told him to get me the red one, and he looked at me like I punched him in the face. How
right.
do you know how stoplights work?
Oh,
Those are very different.
Oh yeah, like the top
They're
ones.
in order.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
right.
And the
okay.
green is very like not that green. It's not.
Oh, okay.
It's not
I
close
didn't
to
know
red.
hues of green.
Yes, I can see the
All right,
greens.
so James.
Yes.
No, I'd like to keep talking about this.
I know you would,
don't have
but
enough
James,
Do you have a
you're
green box in the corner? Is like that green? Is there a green box in your? Is that green?
That's green.
all right. So James, as a result of you winning, you get to pick the draft order this week. You could put anybody anywhere. And you have to do it now.
I'm gonna go first
Of course you.
Wow, why would you go first?
because I'm selfish and
That's the worst one to go.
because I just want to get one of them out of the way, and then I can, coast the rest of the way because I will rely on Jordan.
Sounds like your entire life strategy.
It worked. You know what? Then I'm gonna go Jordan.
That's a prime fuck up spot.
Fuck you.
Then I am going to go Pat.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna reward Matt with the back-to-back picks because we're doing Snake, right?
We are always doing Snake.
Always
Then-
Snake.
Because Matt, you came second, right?
I did come second.
So I will
And I
reward you
actually
with back-to-back.
do like being fourth.
All right, so
Because I feel
Jordan,
like there's a chalk 1, 2, 3.
Jordan,
and then
if
I
you
kinda
can
go
so
whatever I want.
eloquently tell us what we will be drafting tonight in Flight in a Pint.
Folks, today we have a Flight and a Pint of the all-time best wrestling matches. I want to be clear.
No. WrestleMania. match.
WrestleMania matches, thank you. I want to be clear, not WrestleMania performers. One of us actually studied this week for WrestleMania performers. It's been a busy week.
Should have done it last week.
Should have did it last week. And I am very prepared. I now have to remember which performers I studied had which matches, which I won't be able to do. So this week, 3 of the guys are going to do a great job, and I'm going to use a list to hopefully do also a good job.
From Simon from What Culture?
Simon from What Culture? All right. With his fucking 1 million views on 3 videos because he's a bald British man.
Handsome man.
He actually wrestles sometimes. Anyways, we're doing a Flight and a Pint of all-time best wrestling matches. WrestleMania matches!
I'm not worried about this at all.
No, I think you put him in the right spot. All right, so James, to you for the first pick of Flight and a Pint of best WrestleMania
Okay, listen,
matches.
don't hold this against me. If I have the best list, I might pull this out of my ass. Been doing most of my life
You've done it before.
going from the seat of my
Big
pants.
if. But
I think there's one right match here, James.
You're a big if.
no, I think
You know what? There's probably one right match, and I don't care.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm 2.
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay, go ahead. Thanks, James.
No,
this is
I'm
good.
going to do a bit of a homer pick here. For
He
those
never
of you
wrestled.
that do know me, I'm a big Razor Ramon fan.
Yeah, no, this is
I am a big Shawn Michaels fan after doing some more research of his career the last few weeks. And I'm going to pick the Razor Ramon Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 10 match. Invented the ladder match for WWE.
It's untrue. It's untrue.
It's untrue, but I don't care.
Yeah, it's untrue.
And I'm going to take it.
That was 17th on the list I'm looking at.
Yeah, I noticed.
that. I looked at a lot of lists, and a lot of lists had that extremely low. I think,
Yeah,
okay,
it's-
first of all, it was a 5-star match.
I think it's a top 10 match. I just don't like to pick it
I think
one
it's top
overall is
5.
banana
Easy
land.
top 5.
I think picking the specific match, it has to resonate with you. It's like what you said about matches. It has to resonate with you. I look at a lot of the other matches that are on these lists online, and, not to say that they don't stand out to me, but this is one of those matches that you just see the clip, right?
Yeah. You know what? You know what it is though. I being an asshole saying that they didn't invent the match. They technically didn't, but it was the first time it was on a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And they invented the wheel. It was
Yeah.
the first ladder match on a pay-per-view.
And it was exciting because you get a guy like Razor Ramon, who's a big dude, doing that type of match.
Like
Like,
6'7".
yeah,
6'7", probably pushing 3 bills.
that's a big dude doing some high spots, and I love it. And yeah, I'm happy with my pick.
It's a good first pick. I respect it. You went with your heart. Probably not the right pick, but I enjoy it nevertheless. Jordan, to you for one.
Okay, so I didn't think this would be here. Because of who I researched, it's going to be the later picks that I get in trouble. So I'm going to take Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 25.
Okay.
Is it XXV?
X
I'm trying to think.
Yeah,
XXV would be 25.
225, right? That match had a little bit of everything. For me, the moment I remember the most is the catching of the moonsault into the tombstone. If I remember, that is that match.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, that was. I really enjoyed that match in a simpler wrestling form, where it wasn't over the top, or it wasn't, because there's another match. I'm not gonna name it, but if we're picking what are my favorite matches, there's one that will always come up on top, but I'm hoping I can get it later. But this was the match where it was like, it felt very similar to some other matches that were mentioned on last week's episode, where it was like very emotional, very two of the best of all time going at it, and that to me was awesome. So I think that's like a no-brainer first pick for me, just because I'm not a huge fan of either guy, but I remember it because of what it meant as WrestleMania performers, and I think that deserves like my first pick, so I'll take that.
All right. It'd be cheesy if I picked the right Taker in Michaels match right after, so I'm not going to.
Yeah, well, that was a year later, and I was trying to be like,
and it was the better match.
I don't think so. I think the first one's better.
I think from an emotional standpoint, it was
Emotional,
better. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it, though.
But
the
you
second one was better.
just spoiled it.
The match.
You just matted.
So I'm going to
did
select, personally, my favorite match of all time
I know what it is.
in the history of wrestling. I will watch this match.
I can't believe
once
I'm
a year.
going to get what I'm going to get.
I am
next.
going to take Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, no.
I wanted
WrestleMania
that pick.
13, the world famous history double turn. Austin bleeding from the face, passes out from the sharpshooter, never submits, and you get the classic double turn of Bret becoming the heel and Austin becoming not really a baby face, but a fan favorite. And you throw in the Ken Shamrock aspect of it. It was hard hitting. It was a submission match. There was so many good spots. Just the blood alone, you get that one visual of his face, and it is a money match. So I'm going to take that one. That's pretty simple. Bret Hart, Austin, Mania 13.
That's a no-brainer top 5
I love that match.
WrestleMania match all time.
It would have been, like, if I was picking first, that would have been the match.
Wasn't
I
that
would have picked.
mid-card?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't even top card, yeah.
I think it was the third. Like, there's a main event, then another match, and then this one.
Imagine being in the back and you have to go next. And you're like, God damn
I
it.
just got to make sure I don't pick too many Bret Hart matches on this list.
Like, can you imagine you see it's like Bret and Stone Cold and you're like, God, what? Really? Like, you're probably just so upset that you get that slot.
I think
Like, how many bathroom
about
runs
that
were made
match-
after that?
you can go back and watch it, and if you aren't a wrestling, I'll use the word nerd, but a wrestling nerd, you might be like, this match, it's kind of brawly, it's kind of slow, it's not this grand allure of a match. Mm-hmm. But from the subtleties, once you start figuring out the subtleties of wrestling, that's where that match really gets you.
And I love that. That's my favorite match of all time. So I can't not take
badmouth
it.
that match.
I can't not take it.
I appreciate those kind of matches more. Like, I like a good storytelling slobber knocker.
It's one of those ones you go back to when you're older and you appreciate it so much more because of what they did. So Matt, to you for 2.
Now, I have 2. I'm looking at my list and I'm going, okay, I'm probably not going to get any of my top tier are probably going to leave and be gone when it comes back to me. So I have to go these 2 runner. I'm going to go to the match I thought you were going to pick, and you're going to leave Austin Hart for me, but I'm going to pick the greatest opening match in WrestleMania history, Owen Hart versus Bret Hart.
Thank you for picking it
10.
so I didn't have to take it.
Yeah. It is. It's the greatest. So
you're picking of all the main events, you're picking the greatest opening match of WrestleMania
Have you ever
history.
seen this match, Jordan?
No.
It is, I would dare to say, top 10 best WrestleMania match ever.
If Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon don't have the ladder match at WrestleMania 10, this match is the best
So
match
are
on
you
that
saying
card,
just because
hands
it's like
down.
technically fantastic?
It is maybe the most flawless wrestling match you will ever watch.
And it's they tell a story. Bret puts over Owen. Like, it's flawless.
It's almost like nobody but brothers could have this match. They were like on a whole nother wavelength of communication.
We couldn't have this match.
No, we could.
No, you both sure fucking couldn't.
It's what you would use as a way to show upcoming talent. This is how you tell a story.
The way I see it is Lance Storm, friend of the show, not really, but he kind of turned us down and hurt my feelings.
he did talk to us once.
Yeah,
like,
he did.
via
He did email me back, which was cool. I
nice.
feel like Lance would show this match to show what a really great match would look like.
Yeah.
All right, your next pick, Matt?
My next pick, I'm going to go to a gimmick match. I'm going to go to the greatest gimmick match.
No.
In WrestleMania history, I'm going to TLC 2.
Damn it!
Good pick.
At WrestleMania
great pick.
X7.
That's my favorite WrestleMania match.
If that match between Edge and Christian, the Dudley Boys, and the Hardy Boys, if that match fell out of the top 5, I think
We would have to restart.
I
think we would
honestly
restart.
thought I could get that in a second. I was hoping on the way back.
We'd be booed
I wouldn't have got
out
past
of the
me.
building.
There's no way it would have got past me.
Like, I was looking at my list and I'm like, I wrote it down. I had it in my 3rd spot.
Are you guys
And-
thinking of these matches as important or as like the best quality wise?
Because this was everything. This was important.
You know what?
Okay.
I had texted Matt earlier this week. Are we picking our favorite WrestleMania match or the best one? And he's like, best. And I'm like, okay, I'm still gonna pick my favorites.
Yeah, I'm picking
Yeah,
my
okay,
favorite.
that's fair.
I think I made it very obvious I'm picking my favorite.
Because I was kind of going for like it was said as the best WrestleMania match, so that's
TLC,
how I thought of it.
TLC 2.
It was a good match. It's a great match.
I think
I still watch it to this day.
I think it's picked where it should be.
Yeah.
Yep. Right. It's still in the top 5,
Yeah.
but it's late in the top 5. I think that's where it goes.
Even if it went a couple picks earlier. I
The
think it's
spot where Edge spears Jeff Hardy while Jeff Hardy's hanging from the belt, he spears him off a ladder. That is, I saw a replay of that over the week, and I was like, man, I should have picked that as my moment. Although the Hogan Slam I had to pick, but
It's an iconic moment.
it's an iconic moment.
You
Yeah,
missed that by
I don't
one.
think it's a top 4 moment,
No.
but it's for sure a top 10 moment.
You missed that by an inch, and Jeff's dead. But I mean, I feel like Jeff should have been dead like 100 times already, so he probably would have survived. Great 2 back-to-backs, Matt.
Hey, thanks,
you're
Matt.
not going to hear me complain about this. This is WrestleMania season, man. These matches are just great.
But you still like Rumble better.
I love Rumble. Shit. All right, so
There is a correct pick right now.
I don't think there is. I think there might be.
Classic Pat.
There,
Going
it's,
to pick
I'm
some-
picking a Savage match.
Oh, no.
Though then there's one correct pick because it's the only one I know.
No, there's a second one that I truly love because he carried someone who should not have had a good match.
Yeah.
I'm picking Warrior versus Savage at
picking
WrestleMania
that
7,
one?
the career-ending match. From a storyline standpoint, from a match standpoint, Randy Savage made the Ultimate Warrior look like a 5-star caliber wrestler. And then you add in the Miss Elizabeth factor at the end and the heartfelt hug at the end.
Pat's got a huge soft spot for Miss Elizabeth.
I love Miss Elizabeth. And Jordan, you said it last week. You pick things that make you feel something. If you don't feel this match, I don't know what you do. The constant elbow drops from the top rope from Macho Man on Warrior. He keeps kicking out. He's getting desperate, and then he ends up losing. And then Sherry beating the shit out of him, and Miss Elizabeth runs in, and they reunite. And it's a great way to reunite.
I'm just shocked that that's the first Savage match for WrestleMania that went.
You know
It was
what?
like the other one I thought would be gone.
Can I
about
say
now.
that if someone picks it, I think it just
don't say anything.
it loses its luster.
Because I
for
think
me.
Matt would pick it, and I think no.
No.
James, would you? Can I just say it then? Because
Someone's gonna pick it. Just leave it. Just leave
okay,
it.
because I'm surprised. It's,
All right, Jordan, you're up.
yeah, I mean, the funny part is it's not gonna be me because it's not my favorite guys. Okay, so I'm just gonna take this because I remember it vividly because it was in my hometown.
What's your hometown?
The beautiful Toronto, Ontario camp. I'm just gonna. I thought the match wasn't great because of Hogan, but I'll just never forget those two standing in the middle of the ring. The Rock versus Hogan in Toronto.
Wasn't on my list, but I can.
I
respect
can't.
that
on
you
my
put
list.
it.
High on my
I
list.
can't let it pass. It's just like the build up saved the match because the build up was so good that they didn't have to ask Hogan to do anything excessive. And I think that's what made the match is like they almost protected Hogan due to his age because The Rock just continued to be The Rock, who's one of the best of all time.
It was the ultimate last Hogan match where it was all smoke and mirrors.
yeah,
You
but it worked.
It totally
But
worked.
it worked.
The stare down on the crowd getting behind him when he's wearing the black, and it's just
Dare I say? I think
dare you?
And The Rock being able to play both sides of the coin perfectly. Like
Yeah.
The Rock
The
knowing,
Rock-
like, okay, I have some heat. I also have some face. And dancing the line like only he can.
was The Rock the greatest wrestler in the history of wrestling? No.
Greatest showman,
I think The Rock is a
But-
Mount Rushmore guy because his talent on the mic is just.
I
well
also
beyond.
think that The Rock knows how to evoke emotion from fans.
so good.
And you know who else is really good at that? Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan.
You put those two together, they don't have to do much.
Yeah, but I think Hulk was very.
Although I did watch that match like last week.
Yeah,
And
it's not a good match.
It's not real good.
Hulk was very Vince McMahon made, and I think the reason why I respect The Rock is I think The Rock was self-made. Like The Rock really started with a crappy gimmick, worked his way up in the nation,
and just was cool.
and just was
fucking
cool. Like the
Rock's
guy
cool.
just knows how to talk on a microphone in front of people. He's a born entertainer. He's like Jericho. He was bred to do this.
The Rock's Nation promos
Oh.
are some of my favorite promos ever.
I mean, probably a lot of it's getting
Unbelievable,
A lot of
right?
it's getting
they're
taken
good.
off the Peacock network, but they're fantastic.
They should just take,
shut up.
They should
Was
just
it shut up, fatty, or like the GIF that like comes up all the
They
time.
should
Can I
just
just say
take
there were-
off all of the Attitude Era because that's what they
And can I just
doing.
say that Triple H did an interview the other day, and they the first question he asked, "How does it feel to be on the cock?" That was the greatest
that was
question.
part of my take.
It's great.
That was a part of my
It's
take.
great.
It was
It's great.
great. They've been
Great
asking
question.
that to everyone in the WWE has a field to
All
be
right,
on the
we
cock.
move on. James, you're picking 2 here.
Picking 2, and I'm going to start with another Homer pick.
I love it.
He did not wrestle.
Homer?
Neither the philosopher or the cartoon character.
Anyways, I am going to go, and this is going to go against the narrative that I set last week of my hate for The Undertaker, but Undertaker CM Punk, WrestleMania 29.
Underrated, absolutely.
Very underrated. It was the last match before the streak was ended for WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah.
And it was at a time when CM Punk was tearing the fucking roof down. I love CM Punk. I love the work he does. I think he's a great worker. He works well with every guy that he's been in the ring with. And he does his part to build that story. And he sold it for me and worked very well with The Undertaker. Go ahead, Jordan. What do you have on your mind?
Hoping that.
Oh, he's
your
praying.
next pick.
He's praying that.
Oh,
his
you're
pick-
praying that my next pick?
Yes, come back to me.
Okay, and with my next pick, I'm going to go with Eddie Guerrero versus Kurt Angle, WrestleMania
God
20.
Damn it.
Great
I
match.
thought I was going to get
That's
that
a-
last.
As a true North Ender, I love me some Eddie Guerrero. You got to lie
We,
cheap.
as a group, we watched and liked very different WrestleManias.
what
Because
makes
you
it
guys
so
are
great.
naming ones that I didn't. I guess I just didn't really click in
James,
for.
what's the best part of this match?
Uh-oh.
Because there is a right answer.
Do you want me to look it up for you? Because this is the spot where I get in trouble.
Yeah, I
Boot
feel like
spot.
you should
The
just-
boot spot.
The
Yeah, the
entrance.
boot. Yeah, when he takes off the boot. When he takes off the boot
Yeah.
to get out of the angle lock.
Yeah.
No, it's always when the lowrider comes out. Let's be honest.
No, it's the
No,
way that
he-
Eddie
he's-
goes back
I
to
know,
his
I
cheating
know.
ways to win.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I remember watching this match and I'm like, why is he untying his boot? Oh, he must have hurt himself. Oh, man. Oh, this is a classic Eddie Guerrero. Just going to finish the match. Yeah. And then he puts him in the ankle lock. He rolls out because his boot's off. And I'm like, what is going on?
Only Eddie could do that. That's all time Eddie.
No, exactly.
Eddie's lie cheat steal gimmick was.
Oh,
It's like you could still go back and watch every
Because
bit
and
of
it
and
works
be
as a
happy.
heel and it works
As
as
a
a face because people cheer it because they think it's funny and yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good picture.
Genius gimmick. Like such a simple gimmick when you think about it. But Eddie pulled it off as only Eddie could.
All right,
Okay. Before Jordan goes, I put a lot of thought and I made a list.
maybe tiered system. It looks
A
like
tiered system, 24 different matches.
Fuck that.
We are 9 picks in, and I have only crossed out 7 matches.
okay.
Yeah, that
Which
sounds about
means
right.
that I put way too much
Yeah,
effort into
I
this.
think-
you need to take 50% off
We
your
say
effort
we say
level.
best WrestleMania match. I think this is just
Well, this
a
turned
Bros Bumps and Beers WrestleMania playlist draft.
this WrestleMania or this turned into like what are your favorites?
Yeah.
I think I'm the only one. My first pick was best because I thought we were doing it, and then I quickly realized what you guys were doing and changed my tune.
All right, so to you, Jordan, for
Which is
another
why
pick.
my next pick is going to be Stone Cold versus The Rock at WrestleMania X7.
Ah,
Because
that was
nothing
my next
as a
one.
kid, this was the moment wrestling hurt
Does
me.
it worry you that you have 2
It
Rock
emotion-
matches?
No. Wrestling
Gotta diversify.
hurt me to that day. I was upset. Like I found out what Stone Cold did, and it was like the Packers lost. I was that upset.
Wow.
It was, and I looked back at the match as I got older to try to get some like wisdom from it. I loved how Stone Cold, I found he was more like physical in the match. Like really physical with The Rock.
Yeah.
And it almost reeked of desperation to me. Like Stone Cold could almost feel himself like slipping. And at the end he does the heel turn I've hated the most my entire life.
And they knew that we were gonna hate it.
Yeah, and I hated it with a passion. But I do
looking back on it, it
remember
makes so much
he even
sense.
brought back his I think he use his old finisher. Like I feel like in the match
Oh,
he
yeah,
even tried his
yeah,
old
use the
finisher.
$1 million,
That's
right?
what I mean, like the desperation it reeked. And you don't see that from Stone Cold, and you were uncomfortable as a kid. I was like, Steve, bro, just stunner his ass.
Chill, man.
Fucking
Chill.
And it was, it was incredible. But that's a must pick for me because of I think as I've grown older, entertainment's about emotion and reaction, and that nailed it for me as a kid. So I don't know who's next. I believe it's
me.
Patrick.
Good
Yeah,
pick,
there
Jordan.
you go.
Good pick.
All right.
Thanks, Matt.
I think it's time for me to pick a Shawn Michaels match.
No, you're going to take 26.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna take Kurt Angle against Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 21.
Why? Why are you doing this to me? Why did you do this?
You wanted that or?
Yes, I have back-to-backs. And
I took it. Look, if you go back and you watch it, it tells this really interesting story. It didn't have a lot of background to it. It was just Kurt Angle was the best amateur wrestler of all time coming into WWE, and Shawn Michaels is arguably the best pro wrestler of all time. And they got into the ring, and it was like just a wrestling clinic. Let's go to town, and let's show them what, when you bring these two styles together, what it can bring you. And it was as close to flawless as you can get. And I think it's one of those ones you could rewatch it. I think people who want to get into wrestling and be wrestlers should watch this match because it tells a story physically, not so much with words. And I think it's just one of those all-time great, stellar matches at WrestleMania. So Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels. I can't say anything more about it. WrestleMania 21.
Yep, I like it.
Damn it.
I like that it ruins Matt.
I like that it causes destruction and pain. Says
Hurts
James.
feelings.
Yeah.
Especially how much.
But this always
going
leads
on
to
over
Matt
there.
taking 5 minutes to think about his
No,
next pick.
I know what I wanna
Which
pick
for you
now.
listening at wherever you are sounds like 30 seconds because I have to cut it all together. But
And I got caught up in the. We're doing 4?
five.
Five.
Flight
Always five.
and a pint. A flight and a pint. Yes.
All right,
pull out your list
I
again.
got two. I need a Taker match.
Gotta have one.
You gotta have a Taker match on here. Looking at my list, I'm like, I'm probably gonna end up with 2, which I'm not happy about.
Oh,
but
are you upset about taking 200?
I am upset. That's what I'm saying, dick.
Whoa.
Sorry,
Take
I'm
20.
upset. I'm projecting. Ricochet shot. Triple H versus
Speaking
The
of someone who
Undertaker
doesn't
Great match. That's
at WrestleMania 28 in Hell in a Cell.
Yep.
Yeah, in Hell in a Cell. Couldn't remember if it was a cage or Hell in a Cell. Greatest near fall in
Say the sequence, Matt.
possibly
Say the sequence.
in WrestleMania history. So, Shawn Michaels does a super kick first.
Yep.
Super kicks the Undertaker. Undertaker flops, pedigree, and then he gets pinned. Shawn Michaels, special referee. 1, 2. Everyone thinks the streak is over. Everybody thinks it's over. Michaels' hand is an inch before. He's not only the greatest WrestleMania performer, possibly one of the greatest WrestleMania performers, he's also one of the greatest refs.
He is.
Possibly. Because he sold it like he was going to bring the hand down. Taker's arm shoots up. Everybody in the house, I'm talking in the house at the Gagne house, I'm talking in the arena, the stadium, everybody thought it was going to come down on 3 and it didn't. And then the Undertaker goes and wins. And then the boys walk out together at the end.
I would have said.
Unreal.
I would have said if that would have ended the streak, I would have been totally fine with it.
As much as I was okay with Lesnar ending the streak, I think Triple H kind of deserved it.
Still wasn't okay with it.
Yeah, we know, Jordan.
All right, Matt, your second one.
My second one, it worries me that I'm going to go pretty recent back to back, but I'm going to go to WrestleMania 30. And I'm going to go Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, and Batista.
Literally had that circled.
Yeah. The main event finishes off the Yes Movement. I could have picked his other match that night, Daniel Bryan, but I feel like this match solidified him as a true star.
I'm so glad you didn't.
I think, honestly, I think the other one's a better match, but I think this is a better moment at the end where he's.
I didn't even think that's the best triple threat you could have taken.
Triple threats are tough.
Well then, we'll see. We'll see in a second.
I'm hopeful this will come back to me.
So Pat's about to take the other match
No,
for
I'm
WrestleMania
not.
30.
You know what? I'm gonna end it with 2 matches that I just love. So I'm gonna go with
Hopefully,
first.
because you.
Pat's
you don't know
gone
if you're
fuck
gonna-
it. Pat's gone fuck it on us.
I'm gonna love what it looks like. I'm gonna take from WrestleMania 25.
Doink the clown.
No. Chris Jericho against Jimmy Snuka against Roddy Piper.
What is wrong with
against
you?
Ricky the Dragon
And-
Steamboat.
I'm not even going to write down the names. I'm just going to write down tire fire.
Yeah, like what is wrong with you?
Look, okay, so here's
Why
why.
did you
Wonder if
punt?
Mickey Rourke knocks him out at the
Look,
end.
here's why.
Why did you punt on the fun?
Here's why.
You
Okay?
gave up on the draft.
No, I you know what? I love WrestleMania, and I remember watching this match with you guys.
It was Piper Snuka.
The fuck are you
Piper
drinking?
Snuka
Like,
and
is,
Steamboat.
Is it like THC beer? Like,
So
are you high?
I think if you go back and you watch it, it starts off. It's 3-on-1 because they're all 3 legends. They're all over the hill. Snuka could barely walk, but at the start of the
Steamboat
match,
looked great.
at the start of the match, Piper gets fired up for some reason, pushes Steamboat and pushes Snuka out of the ring and says, "Get the hell out of the ring! I'm going first!" And he proceeds to get destroyed by Chris Jericho, eliminated first. Snuka comes in and is absolutely atrocious, and he loses. And then Ricky Steamboat comes in. And in Ricky Steamboat fashion, the fact that we haven't picked his best match ever, and I'm picking this one, makes me laugh. He comes in and has a phenomenal match with Chris Jericho. All the all the credit goes to Jericho a little bit. Steamboat, though, it took a little bit to get going, but he was, I think, 57 when he had this match.
Yes.
And he didn't look a day over 40. He came off the top rope. He was telling a story. Jericho was selling for him. I just love the look of this match, and I just enjoyed the story it told. And at the end, Mickey Rourke comes out and punches Chris Jericho in the face, and just, again, another visual. I think it makes you feel stuff, and it made me giddy. So many legends and Chris Jericho just selling for everybody and making it better than what it should have been. I'm gonna take that match at 25 for WrestleMania.
I don't know. I don't know what just happened.
Pat just put Pat.
You wait
Pat
for the last pick.
Pat pulled a slick. Pat pulled a slick.
Yeah,
Pat did his slick moment.
No, I don't think this is a great pick, though.
If Pat loses, if Pat gets anything better than fourth, then I feel like we have to fire all our listeners.
All right, well, Jordan, you pick one now.
Sure. I'm picking what I think is like still a top 10 match all time and the best triple threat match ever in a WrestleMania.
yeah.
Chris Benoit, Triple H, Shawn Michaels.
You want to know why I didn't pick
Incredible.
Because disavow?
I think it's
'Cause this-
yeah, but like at some point, like Chris Benoit's way too ingrained in our time of watching wrestling. Like, yes, I think we can all be grown-ups and say disavow, and also if we're picking WrestleMania
And also appreciate
matches,
how good he
not
was.
punt Triple H and Shawn Michaels into another bin because they happen to share the ring with someone who went through CTE and did something horrible. So I will say this: I loved. Pat always said something about triple threat matches that ruined triple threat matches for me forever. And he said triple threat matches are singles matches where the wrestlers rotate. And ever since then, I've been angry at Pat because now that's all I see. I remember this match because like all three of them, it never seemed like a guy was outside the ring for very long. It was always going. And someone, like Shawn Michaels' face was all bloody to hell. And I remember Triple H was beating the living piss out of people for like 2 years or something. And then him finally tapping out to Benoit in the moment was like the Benoit crowning achievement. It was in the moment, it was an emotion, awesome match. So that's what I'm going to take.
Can I tell you why I picked the match I did over that one?
Because you didn't want to win 2 weeks in a row.
No.
Or come second.
Because I'd be perfectly all right coming second 2 weeks in a row.
That's the difference between you and I.
I mean,
Anyway.
consistency. But I think Daniel Bryan was inserted into the match I picked to make the match better. I think Shawn Michaels was inserted into the match with Benoit and Triple H because Vince didn't trust those two guys. I didn't trust Benoit to be the main player, and that bothers me. You didn't need Shawn Michaels in there.
But it made it better.
Well, of course. That's like
Isn't
saying
this the same discussion we had about Charlotte with Becky and Ronda?
Yeah,
and that
100%.
turned out to be a fantastic match. And
I
feud.
think you needed Charlotte in that match.
I agree, but I do think like I could see why they put Shawn in there.
Oh, I could see why they
So
did.
I think
just don't
sometimes you
feel
have
like
to
they
trust
did.
WWE at times. Like for example, why are they putting in Daniel with Edge? Like, couldn't Edge?
That's just going to make it better. I think that...
That's what I mean.
yeah.
Like, sometimes it just... You look
you
at...
sprinkle a little dust
Producers
on it,
look
yeah.
at the match and they go,
It makes
we
sense
could
with
use
the
a little X.
story.
Yeah.
This didn't make sense.
Because there's bumps... Actually, I was about to say there's bumps Daniel Bryan can take that Edge can't take, but I feel like that's not...
Yeah.
That's not...
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
All right, James.
James, your 2 picks to end it.
2 picks to end it.
He's been feverishly scrolling.
For him, right?
Well,
Oh, for him, I
I've
looked, I
been
was like-
eternally fighting with myself on this one. I'm going to go with Ruthless Aggression era,
I have my last pick ready to go.
and I'm going to pick John Cena versus Batista
Okay.
because I just love.
Which mania is that?
That is WrestleMania
That's a good omen.
26.
26.
But yeah, no, end of the Ruthless Aggression era. I love the character that Batista was. I remember going to Raw when it was here, when he was walking out.
I'm not here. It's such bullshit.
I was a wee little lad when
lad.
that happened. But no, when I saw that man in person,
Fuck, is he cool?
that's a beast. and he's cool. He's cool as fuck.
His
but
theme
no.
music is
Yeah,
legit.
well, no, exactly. And you know what? Yeah, he went down the movie road that
He's doing good.
and he's doing all right.
On one roll.
Doing
Good
all
for
right.
him.
But no, love that match.
Don't discount Stuber, okay? It was funny. I laughed. I enjoyed Stuber.
And so for
Mostly
my next
because of the
pick,
other guy.
I want to make sure that I didn't black out while you guys were picking here. But Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair.
You.
I'm sorry I love you.
I'm sorry, I love you.
Not a great match, but that moment alone.
But that's
Yeah.
it. And you know what? And the more that I look at these lists, the more that I realize that I'm probably a WCW guy and not a WWE guy. Because I loved all the WCW guys. But no, iconic. Yes, Flair was over the hill at that point, and couldn't do a lot of the stuff that you'd expect him to do. But that moment, will last in your memories forever. And I'm even more happy with my pick because now I've put someone's ass in the jackpot.
Welcome, Jordan. Your ass is now in the jackpot.
I'm not talking. This was perfect. I had it all lined up, and you ruined it.
Want to talk into the microphone like a big boy?
No. Okay. Actually, no. I kind of the way I sank into the chairs. Yeah. All right. Well, I didn't think I'd have to use this match because now I have to decide.
Now I'm seeing fucking Batista's music in my head.
Now I have to decide. So I feel like
I run through a wall.
I feel like there's a pick that everyone online will be like, "How did you not pick this one?"
Yeah, all 5 of them are going to be pissed at us.
Yeah. So I'm going to pick the match that I thought had one of my favorite backstories. And because I went back and watched it because of the backstory, I enjoyed it. I'm going to pick Randy Savage versus Ricky Steamboat. I can't even remember the WrestleMania. My favorite part is finding out that Randy Savage didn't trust Ricky Steamboat at all, so he made him practice it over and over and over.
He literally wrote it down.
I can respect that level of crazy.
Which is more surprising that
It's
it
a
was
very
Randy
Jordan
Savage.
vibe.
Now, granted,
Very
we don't know what
Jordan
Randy
vibe.
was like in the locker room because the time was different. But I would, I would never take Randy Savage as the guy that was just completely dedicated to the art.
He was psychotic with it, apparently.
Yeah.
Meticulous to no end.
You can see why I respect the craft.
Well, you're laid back. I don't know why you'd pick him.
Oh yeah, so I'm super chill. Yeah, that match, I enjoyed the match too because I just thought it was Randy's very he wrestles I feel like his personality is, but it was a very athletic match. Those two I thought were very athletic people.
It was cutting edge for
what it was, but I
7.
remember not knowing about it, hearing the story, going back and watching it, and just remarking at how flawless it was for the era, and thought it was pretty cool. So I'll take that one as my last pick.
All right, Matt.
Pat, don't do me dirty.
You're not going to be surprised.
Don't
with
do
this.
me dirty.
We both watched the documentary last night. I'm going to pick Edge versus Mick Foley, WrestleMania 22.
Gave him his moment.
He absolutely. I didn't know that about the match.
Through the
I had to
flaming
think of
table.
that, and it was Foley hadn't got his WrestleMania moment. You think about back all his train wreck moments. None of them happened in WrestleMania, and he came back kind of out of retirement, a little out of shape. But they had the great story with all the barbed wire. The thumbtacks worked. It was like a hardcore match. I hate hardcore matches, and this one worked to every point. Lita helped out really well. She had that great bump, and then it ended with they went through a freaking flaming table, and you were like, damn, that's cool. That is some cool shit.
And Edge burnt his arm.
And and it was hilarious. And the best part is, if you watch the documentary, I suggest you do it, Untold, Foley versus Edge. When Foley calls his wife after the match, because he said he did that after every big match, she asked, "How's Edge?" Didn't even ask him how he was.
Because Mick's gonna, God forbid, he's gonna pass away from the most It's just gonna be in his sleep. Mick does all his shit, and it's gonna be Mick Foley passed away peacefully.
He's gonna stub his toe, and it's
it's
gonna rupture an artery or something.
Yeah, it'll be something super.
Right.
Guys that go weird.
The best part of that documentary, I just have to say, because I watched it too. I actually think I told you to watch it.
Yeah.
But the best part of that documentary is after the match, Edge looks like he has been through 4 years of war and watched multiple people die and is lucky to be alive. And Mick Foley goes and is laughing and is the doctor goes, "Oh, do you want 6 stitches or 5? 5. I'm not excessive." And laughs. It's
fucking
sick.
natural.
He's so sick.
You're a sick human being. And Edge is shaking because he's burnt on his arm and has a couple cuts. And Mick Foley's yeah, I'll just take 5 stitches. Thanks, man.
I'm shocked he didn't just grab the staple gun and put him in himself.
He's better at this
I
point,
fixed
right?
I fixed it with a
self-assessment.
page glue.
All right, Matt. So your final pick.
Okay, so I figured you were going to pick that one, so I had a backup. I have to go here. It adds another Taker match to mine. It's not Taker Michaels, which at WrestleMania 26, which I can't believe nobody picked.
Oh, 25 was picked. You can't double it.
No, you can't double it up. I got to go last year. I got to go the cinematic match that made cinematic matches cool. The Boneyard match, James hates it because it was Taker. But if you're going to parade Taker out there at that time,
it's you versus me for the win.
I honestly, that match was legit and it was done so well.
James, it's you versus me for the win.
I just don't know.
Like, what?
It was if you're gonna do a send off for the Undertaker. If you're gonna do a send off for the Undertaker, I felt like that was the way to do it. I think he was happy with it, and I think a performer like that should matter. That he was okay with it. Now you guys can go ahead and.
That's not even the best cinematic match in WrestleMania history.
What was?
Bray Wyatt.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you might
Like
fuck up on
the
that
Bray
one.
Wyatt because it was
you guys
such.
are both wrong. It's the Hollywood backlot brawl.
Oh yeah, you know what? I was gonna pick that one just got the sheer entertainment value.
No, the Bray Wyatt thing was like it was cinema.
You know what? For the guy who picked Taker Michaels from Mania 25, you talk a big fucking
that's a great
game.
pick.
It is a
that's
good
a
match.
fantastic
26 is the
pick.
correct pick, though.
No, it's not.
I'm okay if I lose because people are like, the Boneyard match sucked and it's recent and
It
people
didn't
remember
suck. It's just not a
Look,
top
guys, look,
15
look,
all
guys,
time.
look, guys.
No, it sucked.
I'm gonna level with you. The 5 people that actually watch wrestling and who were going to vote on this, that's who you should worry about.
That's literally flawed because we had like
We had
10 times as many people.
we had almost 40 people vote. So
That's 8 times, Matt. Don't fuck with my math, okay?
sorry.
So it's fine. It's a fun little thing, but I think
That's Matthew
It's
Mass.
fine. That's fine.
it's fine. So I think we'll see what happens. I think the next
Just
flight.
like
I
a
want to know
wrestling-
what James thought of the Boneyard match.
No, it's fine. The slick of WrestleMania matches thinks it's fine.
I think it's the best way that you could showcase the Undertaker because you can hide a lot of the issues that he has.
Yeah. Were you entertained by that match?
No.
I mean, he still took 9 years to get to the.
You can also.
It was
wrestling
all right, but
area.
look, I don't watch wrestling so I can watch a shitty B movie.
Oh, I do.
I do.
Wrestling is
That
a
is
shitty
what
B
wrestling
movie.
No, but it's live. It's entertainment. It's in the moment. That I don't know. Like I mean,
You probably don't like Dread.
like
The movie?
the movie.
The
Yeah.
most recent one or Judge Dredd from back in the day?
No.
Was Sly?
The most recent one.
Oh,
The
no,
most recent one was
Why
oddly
would you reference
entertaining.
that one? Why is that the movie?
Because that
you pulled?
is one of my
You know what,
top
Matt? That's a
10
great
favorite
pick.
action movies.
I like Dredd.
That movie is so
You're
underrated.
talking to the guy that was falsely misled by Cyberpunk 2077. I was all
I
about
think
that.
James is a big. Well, I would argue that we had PS5s though, so we were doing okay.
Right.
Yeah, I know. Not like the other poors who couldn't get one. I ended up
Plebs,
getting 2
us
and gave one
plebs.
away.
Pat, you get one
yeah,
yet?
Fuck you, Pat.
no one talks about
Hey,
it.
Pat, your birthday's coming up. You know what you're gonna get? Not a fucking PS5. You
Psych.
psych.
All right. So, quick recap. James had the first pick. He chose Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 10. The Undertaker versus CM Punk at WrestleMania. I didn't write it down.
29.
29. Eddie versus Angle.
I don't think you have to say the. It'll be okay if you don't say the WrestleManias.
Yeah.
Just for your own sake.
Eddie
Like, I
versus
think you have to
Angle.
write them all down.
John Cena versus Batista. Flair versus Michaels. I'm sorry, I love you. Jordan selected Taker versus Michaels at Mania 25. Very specific. Hulk versus Rock. Rock versus Austin at X7. Triple H versus Michaels versus Benoit. Savage versus Steamboat.
I feel so good about that list.
I selected
Really do.
Brett
Glad you-
versus Austin at WrestleMania 13. Warrior versus Savage. Angle versus Michaels. Jericho versus Snuka, Piper, and Steamboat. And finally, Edge
Why?
versus Foley, because it's hilarious. And then Matt selected Owen versus Brett. I love that pick. That's a great pick, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
TLC 2, Triple H versus Taker at Mania 28. Daniel Bryan versus Batista versus Randy Orton.
Take a breath.
And
bud.
finally, the Boneyard match. That was your flight and a pint of best or favorite WrestleMania matches.
Can I just run out? I have 3
Yeah.
honorable mentions.
Honorable mention. Matt has work to do here.
But I have 3 honorable mentions that I think we should. Well, 4. So the first one is Lesnar and Angle, where Lesnar almost killed himself.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah,
The
that's pretty
shooting star press is an all-time.
That match isn't very good, but that's
yeah.
pretty cool. Hart versus Michaels, the most overrated match in WrestleMania history, the Iron Man match.
Yeah, those matches are all too long. They're all like any Iron Man match doesn't work. It's way too long.
Especially when there's not a
I think
fall.
that's just a demonstration of 2 hard workers, and I think you kind of got to expect it.
Boyhood dreams come true.
You got to watch it like that. I mean,
The first Money in the Bank, that was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That was pretty sweet. Yeah. And the last one, this is like on my low key like guilty pleasures. LOD and Ahmed Johnson versus the NOD in a street fight at WrestleMania 13.
Jesus Christ.
They actually brought the kitchen sink.
That's a
I will say, Ahmed Johnson was my first favorite wrestler.
I know. And you watch him now, and you're like, wow, he was awful.
Oh my god.
He was just a big dude.
First favorite. Oh shit. Probably the Hardys. I was like kind of right. I don't know. I wish I had a cooler one, but I think
I
it
was
was
a
the
big
Hardys.
Crush guy.
You loved Crush, yeah.
Loved Crush.
All right, so that'll put the a pin in our latest episode 44 of Bros, Bumps, and Beers. Next week, I think we're going to discuss, we might have a little wrestling review of Mania Week, and then we're going to go into something a little fun. We're gonna bring some Winnipeg into this biatch. So remember to drink local, remember to buy local, remember to support local, and we will see you next week for another episode of Bros, Bumps, and Beers.
I feel like I should edit out biatch.